This is the wood type PVA glue. A small brush. Working on the hands is different from working on bigger pieces. So I don't really have to glue together the outside part of this flange because I'm working on the inside of the hand first. With other bigger pieces, I glue the flanges together and put them together, and then I put the paper paste on the inside of the sculpture after everything is dry. But on these, because they're so small, I can't get the paper paste in. Once they're put together, I work with them open like a little shell. I have these hands that I already did that to. Once I get the other hands ready to be in the dryer, I will cut these hands on camera so that you can see it. I'm gonna make little coils, put PVA glue on the inside, and I'm leaving a little space so that the tenon or mortise, I can't remember which joint it is of the arm, can go sit right inside of there. I'm sorry about the background noise. Make sure this has enough glue, and I'm gonna put it together. Now I'm trying not to get paper paste on the flanges because I have to cut through these flanges. If I put paper paste on there, then that just makes it much, much thicker to cut through. It's 3 layers of paper on this part and 3 on this part, and I can actually manage to cut through 6 layers of paper. It's better, even if you're very strong, to make it easier on yourself. I look at this thing from the side and I'm making sure that these fingers are matching up, and I'm gonna put these right on here. Just make sure that they're very well set together, and that's that. So then I set this aside to dry. I'm Diane van der Zanden. Today I'm making these paper hands and adding them to this small sculpture to finish it. Plus we'll see a tiny bit of what Rogelio's making. Since I began developing this method, these pieces have sat on the shelf because I couldn't figure out how to approach them. They looked like trash, and I have a hard time throwing work away. I started them years ago working on this technique through trial and error. They're funky. Some people would toss them, and today I'll decide. I'm going to finish some, and I'm going to show you exactly how. I finally know how to fix these pieces, where they went wrong, how to correct them, how to bring them to a finish that beautifully represents the work I do today. I didn't feel like working on my load this week. I felt like finishing these instead, so I'm following that. This month I'm taking 7 of these small pieces from funky to finished. These are small, 12 to 15 inches nude women. They carry the same theme that runs through everything I make, what it means to live in a woman's body, vulnerable, physical, real, and I think they're cute. So I'll show you how I fix a piece like this, start to finish, because this is a technique you can use too. You don't need a foundry, you don't need a kiln, you need your hands, craft paper, glue, wood stain, and time. I started 2 videos ago where the pieces started with plasticine and plaster molds. Then I made the little hands in the previous video because I realized that I hadn't ever made the hands for these pieces. So from the mold, I moved to paper, pulling the dry paper hands out of the molds. I love this part, the pop as they release from the mold, all of the possibilities. The next thing is to cut these, and I think I want a stable surface without this lazy Susan. So let me get a couple more boards so that I can work a little bit higher. There we go. Okay, now what we do is we just find the edge of the hand and we cut it. I need this because this hurts me. So I'm gonna use that to protect my sweet little wrist there. And I hope you can see that without my hair in the way. Can you see that without my hair in the way? I cut several times until I can pull the flange off
until it separates. And then once it separates,
there's a little ridge here.
go ahead and say it. It looks really ugly.
Lots of things look terrible when they come out of the molds. It's a rare thing for a sculpture to come out of the mold without needing work. And this has a little bit of wax on it. It has a little bit of plaster residue. Probably has soap on it from the mold soap. I have never had a problem with the final layers coming off of the paper with the PVA glue. And I don't usually really sand things unless they're like super waxy. The only problems that I've had about things not sticking is when I've used two incompatible types of glue. And this actually has more than 6 layers. With these little hands, it's just really hard to put the inside of the paper into the inside of the mold without getting it sort of overlapping onto the flange. So that's why it ended up with more than 6 layers. My grandpa always told me, don't cut towards yourself. So don't cut towards yourself. Pretty good. Nice. All right. Usually Anna helps me do this, so I'm not cutting all of these things all by myself. When they are the bigger pieces and a lot of pieces, it's good to have some help. I know that depending on your finances and where you live in the world, it's harder to get help, and I'm very lucky to have it. I love these little hands. So here we go. All these little bases are in the works, and all these little women are in the works. Yeah, and it's going really well. Okay. On this piece, on this base, I had some warpage right here. These edges started to come up. So in the middle of the night last night, I thought, okay, what if I put a little tiny piece of wood underneath, right in the center, and then clamp this thing down? I'm gonna find out in a couple of days if it works. Monday. All right, well, I'm here in the studio. It's Monday again. I think this is the 3rd week that I'm working on these small pieces, and I arrived to the lights turned off, and usually when the lights are turned off, it's just because they burned out. But today, it looks like something else is burnt out, one of the wires or something, which is kind of bad, because it's important that these pieces get dry, and that's the only way that I know to do it right now. I mean, it wasn't terrible here, but there was a fair amount of lightning. So that's probably what happened. And my husband is the one who does, he's the electrician. In the meantime, I'm just gonna go to work. I'll show you what I'm gonna work on today. More than anything right now, I thought you might want to hear the sound of rain. Besides putting paper paste in, I need to work on the feet. There's a little gap and the toes look a little marshmallowy, and I need that. I'm putting some more paper, craft paper in here and here around. I need to work on the face a little bit, detail the face a little bit. I am going to start today with the wrists and the hands. And this is what the workbench looks like today.
First, I'm putting glue into the insides of the wrists, and then I'm going to pack it with this paper paste. I work it until it's relatively smooth and full, and then I'll let it dry, and then I'll put another layer of craft paper over it, probably 2 layers of craft paper.
I'm in the house eating. I had a very short morning because I got up really late and I exercised and I did all the things. I cleaned the kitchen. So I'm having lunch right now. I'm lucky because Rogelio is such a great cook and loves to cook. So there's always great food here. I just wander in and come and eat. And I'm also happy about what I got done in the hour and a half that I was out there. And I'm just going to get back out there and try to finish this one sculpture that I'm working on right now. And I'm going to have to figure out how I'm going to get this thing to dry. So that's the next thing after I finish working on the sculpture. I made chocolate and ice cream and I'm eating it. I love chocolate.
I'm making a quick trip out to Rogelio's shop.
Lovely. I have an idea for these 3 women that is a little different. I'll show you that in a little while. The donkey is going to sit here for a couple of weeks while I finish these smaller pieces. And here we go.
Here I'm finishing attaching the hands to the body, and I wanted to build up the arms a little bit. This arm particularly felt a little straight up and down without curve, so I'm adding a little bit of muscle as I continue repairing the hands. The repair that I did on the base worked perfectly. So now I'm going to fill the base with paper paste and finish the surface with 2 layers of craft paper. I think I'm done with her. She needs to go into the drying cabinet and dry out for a couple of days. After working on the 7 small sculptures, I made a decision. These multiple figure pieces have got to go. It's one thing to work on one sculpture at a time, and it's a whole other ball game to work on several figures together that have to hold up and be stable and look beautiful with all the problems of the glues and the wall compound that doesn't accept the PVA glue very well. These are going in the trash.
Look at this. It hasn't been getting foggy lately, but oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Oh, quiet. I'm not going. Did you get your dinner? Oh.
If you got something out of this video, please like and subscribe. I love to get comments and I'm replying to all of them now. So if you have any questions, please let me know. I think you'll like this next video that's here on the screen.